Picture this, you're at the grocery store, staring down a mountain of ice cream and snacks in your cart. Because let's be real, it's been a long week. You get to the cashier, triumphant, ready to pay for your victory over hunger. You reach for your wallet, feeling confident, maybe even a little bit cool, then it hits you. The dreaded moment of truth. Did I hand over the right card? We've all been there. That moment of panic when you realize you've either handed over your entire paycheck potential, your debit card, or the key to a mountain of debt, your credit card. It's a modern-day dilemma, but fear not, we're going to tackle the age-old question. Credit cards versus debit cards. What's the difference? And more importantly, which one is right for you? Let's start with the plastic friend that always seems to offer a good time, the credit card. These little pieces of plastic have become an integral part of our daily lives, making transactions seamless and convenient. Whether you're buying groceries, booking a flight, or indulging in a type of massage where you can't tell whether to leave relaxed or file a police report. Credit cards are there to make the process smooth and hassle-free. But let's not forget, these little rectangles are essentially loans in disguise. Every time you swipe, you're borrowing money from your bank with the promise to pay it back later. It's a simple concept, but one that requires careful management. You use them to buy things now, and promise to pay the bank back later. Sounds simple enough, right? However, it's important to remember that this convenience comes with responsibility. Misuse or overspending can lead to financial trouble. Here's the breakdown. Credit cards come with a preset spending limit, basically how much you can borrow. This limit is determined by the bank based on your creditworthiness and financial history. It's crucial to be aware of this limit to avoid overspending. Each purchase you make gets added to your balance. This balance is what you owe the bank, and it can quickly add up if you're not careful. Regularly reviewing your transactions weekly can help you keep track of your spending and stay within your budget. Pay it off in full by the due date, and you're golden. This means you won't incur any interest charges, and you can continue to enjoy the benefits of using your credit card without the added stress of debt. No interest charges, no fuss. It's like having a short-term, interest-free loan as long as you manage it wisely. This can be a great way to manage your cash flow and take advantage of the convenience credit cards offer. It's like borrowing money from your cool aunt who never charges interest. But remember, even your cool aunt would expect you to pay her back on time. The same goes for your credit card. But wait, you say, what about those tempting rewards programs? Credit cards often come with a variety of perks designed to entice you to use them more frequently. Ah yes, the infamous credit card perks. These can range from cash back on purchases, to airline miles, to discounts at your favorite stores. They can make using your credit card even more rewarding. Cashback, airline miles, discounts at your favorite stores, the allure is real. These rewards can add up over time, providing significant benefits if used wisely, and these perks can be great as long as you're disciplined enough to avoid the credit card debt trap. By managing your spending, paying off your balance in full each month, and taking advantage of the rewards, you can make your credit card work for you rather than against you. Now, let's talk about the responsible sibling in the family, the debit card. Unlike its flashy cousin, the credit card, the debit card is all about practicality and keeping things grounded. It's the card that ensures you live within your means and avoid the pitfalls of debt. These cards are all about keeping it real. They are designed to help you manage your money more effectively by giving you a clear picture of your spending habits. When you use a debit card, you are essentially using your own money, which can make you more mindful of your purchases. They're directly linked to your checking account, so every time you swipe, the money comes straight out of your account. This direct link means you can only spend what you have, which is a great way to avoid overspending and accumulating debt. But don't overdraft. More on this later. Think of it as paying with cash, but without the hassle of carrying around wads of bills. It's convenient and straightforward. You don't have to worry about finding an ATM or making sure you have enough cash on hand for your daily expenses. Debit cards are great for staying on budget and avoiding debt. They help you keep track of your spending in real time, so you always know how much money you have left in your account. This can be especially helpful for those who are trying to stick to a budget or save for a big purchase. You can only spend what you have, which can be a lifesaver for those of us with impulse control issues. No judgment here. By using a debit card, you can avoid the temptation to spend money you don't have, which can help you develop better financial habits over time. Plus, you'll never have to worry about interest charges. Since you're using your own money, there are no interest fees to worry about, which can save you a lot of money in the long run. This is one of the biggest advantages of using a debit card over a credit card. But there's a catch. Debit cards don't help you build credit. While they are great for managing your day-to-day expenses, they don't contribute to your credit score. This means that if you're looking to build or improve your credit, you'll need to use other financial tools like a credit card or a loan. And while they offer some fraud protection, it's not as robust as credit cards. Debit cards do provide some level of security, but if your card is lost or stolen, it can take longer to get your money back compared to a credit card. However, you must report a lost or stolen card to your bank immediately. Otherwise, you might be on the hook for the entire amount of any unauthorized charges. Always keep an eye on your account activity and report any suspicious transactions right away. Still with me? Good. Now let's summarize the key differences between credit and debit cards. With a credit card, you are borrowing money from your bank, and the pitfall is you can get into debt fairly easily if don't manage your finances wisely. If you can pay of your balance in full each month, you incur no interest and rake in the reward points your bank may offer. With the Fair Credit Billing Act of 1974, you are protected from paying no more than $50 for unauthorized purchases. Some credit card issuers actually waive the amount entirely. Finally, credit cards allow you to build your credit, a process of improving your credit worthiness to access better credit and loan opportunities. With debit cards, on the other hand, you're using your own money to pay for your purchases. You're not borrowing someone else's money, and thus there are no interest to pay. Since it is tied to your checking account, you're not going to overspend and go into debt. However, there's rarely a rewards program offered for debit cards, and importantly, you can't build your credit history with it, which you may need in the future, such as when applying for a car loan or a mortgage, renting an apartment, and applying for a job. Lastly, fraud protection on debit cards is not as robust as credit cards. You can potentially be on the hook for the entire amount of the unauthorized purchases if you don't report them immediately. Look up Electronic Fund Transfer Act of 1978 to learn more. So, which one is right for you? Well, that depends on your spending habits, financial goals, and tolerance for risk. It's a personal decision, like choosing between thick crust or thin crust pizza or socks with sandals, both equally controversial. Pitfalls and how to avoid them without joining the Witness Protection Program. Navigating the world of personal finance can sometimes feel like walking through a minefield. One wrong step, and you could find yourself in a financial mess. But don't worry, we're here to guide you through the common pitfalls associated with credit and debit cards, and how to avoid them without having to go into hiding. Both credit cards and debit cards come with their own set of potential pitfalls. While they offer convenience and the ability to make purchases without carrying cash, they also come with risks that can lead to financial trouble if not managed properly. We're not talking about falling into a bottomless pit of debt, though that's a possibility with credit cards if you're not careful. It's important to understand the specific risks associated with each type of card, so you can use them wisely and avoid common mistakes. Here are some common mistakes people make with each card type. Credit cards can be a double-edged sword. They offer the ability to make purchases now and pay later, but this convenience can lead to several pitfalls if not managed properly. Overspending. Treating yourself can quickly turn into, how did I spend my rent money? It's easy to lose track of your spending when you're swiping a card instead of handing over cash. This can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to break. High-interest debt. Those seemingly small coffee and food delivery purchases can add up fast with those hefty interest charges. If you don't pay off your balance in full each month, you could end up paying much more than the original purchase price due to interest. Missing payments, late fees, and credit score. Missing a payment can result in late fees and a higher interest rate, and can also negatively affect your credit score, making it harder to get loans or other credit in the future. Overdrafting. Overdraft is spending more than you have in your account and can lead to hefty fees. Debit cards are directly linked to your bank account, so if you spend more than you have, you could face overdraft fees, and these can add up quickly. Check with your bank on their fees, but the average in the US is about $30 to $35 per transaction. Fraudulent charges. While debit cards offer some protection, it's not as robust as credit cards. If your debit card is used fraudulently, it can take time to get your money back, and in the meantime, you might be without funds. Not tracking your spending. It's easy to overspend when you're not closely monitoring your account balance. Without keeping a close eye on your spending, you might find yourself with an empty bank account and no idea where your money went. But fear not. Here are some tips to avoid these financial faux pas. By following these simple strategies, you can use your credit and debit cards wisely and avoid the common pitfalls that can lead to financial trouble. Budgeting. Track your income and expenses to see where your money is going. Creating a budget can help you stay on top of your finances and ensure you're not spending more than you can afford. There are many tools available from apps to spreadsheets that can make budgeting easier. Paying your credit card balance in full. Avoid those pesky interest charges and stay out of debt. By paying off your balance each month, you can take advantage of the benefits of credit cards without falling into the trap of high-interest debt. Setting up account alerts. Get notified when your balance is low, or if there's suspicious activity. Many banks offer alert services or a mobile app that can help you stay on top of your account activity and avoid overdrafts or fraudulent charges. Checking your statements regularly. Catch any errors or fraudulent charges early on. By reviewing your transactions regularly, you can ensure that all charges are accurate and report any suspicious activity to your bank immediately. Setting financial goals. Having clear financial goals can help you stay focused and motivated. Whether it's saving for a big purchase, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund, setting goals can give you a roadmap to financial success. Educating yourself. Knowledge is power when it comes to managing your finances. Take the time to learn about personal finance, whether through books, online courses, or financial advisors. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions. Monitoring your credit. Regularly check your credit report to ensure there are no errors and to see where you can improve. A good credit score can open doors to better interest rates and financial opportunities. Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are some of the popular sources to check on your score. Seek professional help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't hesitate to seek help from a financial advisor. They can provide personalized advice and help you create a plan to achieve your financial goals. By being aware of the potential pitfalls and taking proactive steps to avoid them, you can navigate the world of credit and debit cards with confidence. Remember, it's not about avoiding these tools altogether, but about using them wisely to enhance your financial well-being. Your rights. Because even in finance, you're not powerless. The good news is you have rights as a consumer when it comes to your credit and debit cards. Here's a quick rundown of some key protections. Fraudulent charges. If your card is lost or stolen, you're typically only liable for a limited amount of unauthorized charges, thanks to the Fair Credit Billing Act for credit cards and the Electronic Fund Transfer Act for debit cards. Dispute resolution. You have the right to dispute incorrect charges on your statement. Billing error rights. The Fair Credit Billing Act also gives you rights when it comes to billing errors, such as being charged twice for the same item. Remember, knowledge is power. Familiarize yourself with your rights and don't be afraid to speak up if you encounter any issues. If you find this information useful, tap that like button, seal the deal with a subscribe, and leave your 2 cents down below. Here's a bit of trivia. Some credit card companies have historically referred to consumers who pay off their balances in full every month as freeloaders or deadbeats. They are informal terms and not used publicly. The terms are ironic since, in personal finance, these consumers are often seen as financially savvy for avoiding interest. From the credit card company's perspective, however, they don't generate as much revenue compared to revolvers, who carry a balance and pay interest. Despite this, card issuers still make money from transaction fees from merchants whenever a freeloader or deadbeat uses their card. Choosing the right card. So you've made it this far. You're practically a credit and debit card expert now. But the ultimate question remains, which card is right for you? The thing is that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It all depends on your individual needs and financial situation. Consider these factors when making your decision. Spending habits. Are you a spender or a saver? Financial goals. Are you trying to build credit or avoid debt? Lifestyle. Do you travel frequently, or prefer online shopping. Once you have a better understanding of your needs, you can start comparing different cards and their features. Look for cards with low fees, generous rewards programs, and strong security features. Bankrate.com. Creditcards.com and nerdwallet.com are free and popular resources to do your research. Alright, let's wrap this up with some quick and actionable tips to help you choose the right card. First, think about your financial habits. If you're looking to build credit and enjoy perks like cashback or travel rewards, a credit card might be your best bet. Just remember to pay your balance in full each month to avoid those nasty interest charges. On the other hand, if you're all about keeping it simple and avoiding debt, stick with a debit card. It's great for day-to-day purchases and budgeting. Also, take a close look at the fine print. Details like annual fees, interest rates, and reward program can make a huge difference in finding the card that fits your lifestyle. And don't forget to factor in fraud protection. If security is a top priority, credit cards generally have the edge. Finally, do your homework. Use comparison tools online to weigh your options. Knowledge is power when it comes to your wallet.